In this video, I'm going to show you how to add Google Sign-In here to your Lovable project. It's very, very straightforward. It should work as a one prompt scenario where you just go add Google Sign-In to the app. I personally always recommend to have the plan first, even though it's one prompt. I feel like the plan goes the extra mile because overall the execution always has a specific component of planning. And therefore, if you like split and you spend, tiny bit of credits on planning and then on the execution, first, I think the effectiveness is higher, point number one. Second, number two, I do like looking at the plan, but that's just my over controlling self, if you know what I mean. All right, so add Google Sign-In to Auth page, very, very straightforward. You can review. So add a continue with Google button to the Auth page using the already installed Lovable managed Google Auth integration. Super good. No backend setup is needed. Google Cloud manages the credentials. Easy. All right, let's give this a try. Let's click on approve. And it is going to be implemented. Very, very easy. I would say, like, the most important thing is that you understand if you truly need the Google sign-in. Because let's say, here is like straightforward, right? But we just have email and password. If you just have email and password, you don't care, just go with it. But oftentimes, when people log in, you may want some of their data, right? First name, where are they from, so on and so on. So for instance, I would even say that this app is not like the most ideal thing because this is the lead magnet that we're building for our startup. And it's meant for us to get Portuguese restaurants. What is helpful here? Having the first name, having the cell phone number, restaurant name, and so on. And of course, we can add like a second step, like for instance, asking for those details later on. That's also a possibility. So that's one way of looking at it. There's another way, and this is the one where it's like less controlling, and I try to, let's say, implement this when it comes to Google Sign-In, which is, if you think about it, when you're trying to build an app and you want people to use it for the first time, what you want is that for it to be like the easiest process, like frictionless. And logging in with Google is a process that is in nature frictionless. So this is something to consider, and having those extra details later on in the customer journey. So that is the way that I try to frame this. All right, so this is done. Let's click on publish so we update. And after we update, of course we can test this, but I would say this sign-in is something that what you truly want is to test like a proper user, not here. And then we're going to figure it out. In fact, we can actually test both just so that we see how both would work. What is helpful of testing with the Lovable is that you're going to generate the logs, and if something is off, Lovable is going to fix it immediately, which is super good. But at the same time, it's not what the actual user experience is, right? So have that top of mind. All right, let's do this. Continue with Google. Let's see what happens here. All right, continued. All right, super. Let's try here with our money doctor. Log in. Continue with Google. Boom. All right, redirected me to the Portuguese, not the English. That's like a minor bug, but that's basically how it works. If in fact you do come here, let me actually do this. Incognito, right? You actually come here immediately. You see that I don't have even the login. I'm just having the login at the moment, and I put this in English again, at the moment where they have filled enough that they want more. And when they want more, then they need to provide with the details. I think it's smart. Will it work? I don't know. And if you're interested in more of this vibe coding, I have like a much bigger video where I show you my full process of vibe coding, and you can check that.